Steve David driving the Oboyo Berto was able to sweep all his heats, got 1,200 points. U16 Miss Elam Plus, Dave Vilwalk was able to sweep his, but because of a fuel violation, only got 800 points.
The other 5 boats in the field, the Spirit of Detroit, Graham Trucking, the Lumar boat, that's the U8, driven by Jean Thierret, Prime Lending and Ken Muscatel's final race in an unlimited hydroplane, and Mike Weber in the formulaboats.com. Before we get to this final race, we've been spending part of this show looking ahead to 2006. To finish off our thoughts on that, let's check in with Nate.
The Elam team has lots of plans every year, and next year's going to be no different. Dave, what are some of the plans for next year here for the U16?
Well, we're working on next year right now. Teams have been working pretty hard all weekend long, and last weekend and the weekend before that, trying to get all the little things prepared and adjusted in the boat way we like it, so we can go into the winter with some momentum and some energy and some focus. And you know, I think it's going to pay off next year. What we're doing right now will pay off next year big.
And what Dave Vilwalk is doing right now is staying out of that congested in-sign lane area. It's all about location, location, location. We have 4 of the 7 boats who are trying to get that inside lane, Nate.
Right now, it looks like all 4 boats were in lane 1. They're trying to get, whoa, look at Dave. He just about ran into Lumar there. And Lumar's trying to squeeze it back in there. There is no way there's 10 feet between boats, Rich.
I was going to say, correct me if I'm wrong, there shouldn't be that little amount of space in between these boats.
No way, absolutely no way. Unfortunately, it does happen, though. You can see on the very inside, on the inside orange boat, that's J. Michael Kelly. The second boat out from that is Ken Muscatel. The third boat is the Lumar, the yellow boat. The one outside of that is now the Oboyo Berto. He's able to sneak in the hole that Dave Vilwalk left him, which is in lane 4. The orange boat on the way outside, Rich, is Terry Troxel.
And we heard earlier some of the drivers' thoughts on starting the race. Looks like Troxel is doing exactly what he planned, staying on the outside, very much like Dave Vilwalk's been doing all weekend long.
Yes, and the Lumar and Jean Thierret got the inside of his competition, which was Dave Vilwalk. He had to do that, that's for sure. They're coming around the corner right now, getting ready to go down toward the start. I'm sure their timing marks are perfect. Their hammer's down right now. They're trying to get to that starting line wide open throttle as fast as they can possibly go.
And Nate, we'll see whose philosophy pays off. A beautiful bird's eye view of the start of this race. And look at Vilwalk, the second boat in from the left, really picking up a lot of speed and a little bit of real estate. But it's the Graham Trucking boat, J. Michael Kelly, who is on the inside. Ooh, real tight turn there, Nate.
Very tight corner. It didn't look like there was a whole lot of room in there. Looks like Jean Thierret pinched him down a lot. It's really hard to drive in a tunnel like that.
But good news for Dave Vilwalk in the U16 Miss Elam Plus. He takes the early lead in lap 1. And there's the overall driver high point champion, Steve David. Let's take another look at what happened in this first turn.
The yellow boat on the right side of your screen is in lane 3. He's coming down toward the entrance pin of that corner. You can see there's no way he's in lane 3 right there. It didn't leave a whole lot of room at all for the other 2 boats. One of them got wet.
And when you hear the term washed out, that's what Ken Muscatel is at this point, going through a couple of rooster tails. Steve David came out of that turn okay, but now things are looking a little hairy, Nate.
It's tight in there. Every time you get water in these engines, it wants to put them out. And every time you get boats in front of you, they want to race and they want to pinch you down. Look, right now you see the Graham Trucking boat. He had his fire put out too as well, I'm sure, by some of the water that's out there in the air.
We are in lap 2 of a 5-lap, 7-boat final in the chase for the Bill Munsey Cup. Here's Steve David and the Oboyo Berto on board. Some rough water from him. This is a hairy situation.
You hear that noise, Rich? That's a propeller going away. That's the worst noise in the world for a driver to hear that going down. He's done for the day, that's for sure.
There is no recovering from that. You can say, oh boy, with that one. A disappointing finish to Steve David's day, which resulted in a high points championship, but he would love to be chasing Dave Vilwalk for this title.
Dave Vilwalk is running that boat about as loose as you possibly can. One thing I'm looking at right now is seeing that boat ride. It's loose, but it's not handling all that great. Dave's doing a good job keeping that thing on the water.
And we're on board with Dave Vilwalk in the Miss Elam Plus, looking at what it's looked at all weekend long. Nothing but clean water. On the other hand, the Oboyo Berto's looking for a tow into the docks. Steve David's day is done.
Yeah, he's got to make sure that thing doesn't sink on him out there. I don't know how big the hole is in the bottom of that boat.
We have an eye in the sky view of Dave Vilwalk. That's the orange boat out closest to the beach on Mission Bay. And it looks like he's catching up on the good doctor, Ken Muscatel, who lit his fire again. Good to see that.
Yeah, at least he'll be able to finish out the day running. You know, coming up on this inside, too, is Jean Thierret and the Lumar. That boat's still in there. It's still running strong.
There's no quit in the Lumar team owned by Bill Worster. Jean Thierret in his rookie campaign, looking like a veteran right now on San Diego's Mission Bay. A lot of loose driving from Dave Vilwalk. He's letting it all hang out.
Yeah, he sure is. You got to go fast.
And speaking of going fast, it's deck-to-deck racing for Terry Troxel on the inside. Good to see J. Michael Kelly in the Graham Trucking boat got his fire lit just in time to finish off this race.
Yeah, but he is a lap down, but nonetheless, it's good to see that boat up and running again.
Now, first place looks like it might be a foregone conclusion as long as nothing out of the ordinary happens with Dave Villwock in the Miss Elam. But we're on board with the second place boat at this time. That's Jean Thioret driving the U8 Lumar boat. That's the yellow boat who's been a contender all season long, 2 titles under his belt, and he's chasing him down in second place right now.
And if anything does go wrong with the Elam boat, he will be right there with the Lumar boat to take over that #1 spot.
Lap 4 or 5, and this is something we've seen all weekend long. Dave Villwock staying as close to the beach as he possibly can.
He's staying real clean. He's staying way out there, too. He's not leaving any room for error. He doesn't want to get anybody in trouble. He knows his boat's very fast. He's trusting his boat to go fast, to do the job under him.
You know, it was interesting. Dave Villwock mentioned earlier in the weekend how they're already making plans for 2006. I guess part of those plans include going into 2006 with a victory under their belts in the Bill Muncie Cup.
Yeah, that's for sure. One thing I know right now is the Lumar boat, he's thinking, okay, I didn't win this race. I'm doing as good as I possibly can. Coming in second in a race like that isn't too bad.
Flying down the straightaway, making the sharp turn. Dave Villwock definitely has it all going in his favor right now. And we are on board once again to show you what it feels like and what it looks like and even what it sounds like to be in an unlimited hydroplane.
What Dave Villwock's thinking right now as he crosses the start-finish line for that final lap is, I've got to keep this thing together. I've got to make sure that I don't push it too hard to break the propeller. That's what happened to Steve David earlier. I mean, he's got to remember that it's not just him in this cockpit. There's a lot of parts and pieces that make the combination work.
And let's not forget, just last week in Nashville, Jimmy King was about a football field or 2 away from his first championship in hydroplane racing, and he broke a prop, and that ruined his entire week.
Oh, look at that. He's getting it real loose, too. He's still going for it. That's interesting. Well, he's got Lumar pushing him. That's why. He's not too far in front.
But as you mentioned, he's staying out of trouble, and that's the most important thing, because he has the horsepower to win this race. As you look from up above, Dave Villwock and Jean Thioret, 1 and 2 in this final lap as we head into the final turn of the Bill Muncie Cup on Mission Bay in San Diego.
He's got to be really happy right now. It's his final race of the year. It's going to help solidify himself in the cockpit for that boat for next year. He's done a really good job for the Elstrom manufacturing team.
And if there was any question on Dave Villwock's return, I think a championship here really answers that question, that yes, indeed, he will be back racing for the Elstrom team next season.
He's got to be really happy because I know his first race win was here back in 1991. I know because I was behind him. And this is, what, 48th career win? 48
career wins for the storied career of Dave Villwock. He won this race last year in the Miss Budweiser. This is his 5th career victory at San Diego in the Bill Muncie Cup in the last 10 years. So a dominant performance by a dominant driver. So here's how it all shakes out. Villwock and the Miss Elam take home the title, followed in second by the Lumar window film boat, and in third by the Spirit of Detroit. Nate heads down to the beach to talk to the winning team.
Great, guys. What an exciting race out there. What a capper for the end of the season, Eric.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
It was good. It was good. Hey, how fast were you really going out there?
I was going as fast as he'd go. I just tried to get the starting line without a boat speed, like I said before. And like I say, hats off to these guys, whole Elstrom family and crew, and guys that are championship quality team, boy. And they worked real hard to give me a great ride in the final, and we put it in the right place. And we had some steam, boy, and we used it.
Interesting seeing the fight for the outside lane. It's kind of interesting.
Well, guys are getting tied up in the inside, and they're losing races like I did last race. And so I figure if you got to win one race, it better be the last one, because that's the one that lasts the longest.